Secret fashion show came back this year. I cannot believe it. Adriana Lima, Candace came back, Tyra is back. I feel like people don't know that Tyra Banks is literally an original Victoria's Secret model. People know her more from like her shows and other things she's done, but no, she's literally an OG Victoria's Secret model. I really hope that they can continue to do the fashion show because I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. The performance was amazing. I love seeing Cher. Tyler was so cute. Everyone was so good. I think the general feedback is people are very excited that it's back, but whenever the criticism came trickling in, the #1 thing I noticed is everyone was a little disappointed with the hair. Obviously, the hairstylist did an amazing job, but for Victoria's Secret Angel, people were kind of expecting their beautiful blowout. I can see why people wanted them to have the blowout. Blowouts are just beautiful. I definitely did love seeing the embracing of natural hair. I think that was so beautiful, but the slick backs, that is why today we are going to be recreating the original Victoria's Secret blowout. Now, I found a tutorial that is 10 years old and we're going to be following it along step by step and we're going to recreate the original Victoria's Secret bombshell blowout.
Hi, I'm hairstylist Paul Merritt and we're here today with Lindsay and we're going to create the look from the Victoria's Secret show. I'm going to be using GHD professional hairstyling tools. When you're doing your hair at home, sometimes it's good to section it off and work on areas rather than trying to do it all. If you divide the hair into 4, then it gives you 4 simple panels to work on. Just going to work on this panel first. I'm going to use the volumizing mousse and I'm just foaming it into my hand. I'm just going to use a comb just to whip it up a little bit into the comb and we're just going to work it through with the comb.
Victoria's Secret used to sell hair products, makeup products, so many things, but of course their mousse is discontinued, so instead I'm going to use the Kenra Volume Mousse and I'm just going to put it in here so then I can whip it into my comb. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but here we go. I think he did this so he wouldn't add too much. I've definitely made the mistake in the past of adding way too much mousse in my hair. Gave me a ton of volume though, so.
We're going to go through with the GHD round brush and the GHD Air, which is the professional hairdryer from the range. We're going to work the brush through and just dry the mousse into the hair.
This is not a sponsored video, but I do need to take a moment to rave about this hair dryer. In the tutorial, he's using the GHD Air. I, however, am using the GHD Helios dryer. This dryer came out in 2020 and I cannot say enough good things about it. It has AeroPrecise technology, which creates just like a powerful airflow and it's super lightweight for being a hair dryer, which I really did take for granted until I started traveling around and having to switch over to hotel dryers. And then I'm like reminded of why I used to hate blow drying, but the Helios makes it so easy, so quick, so efficient. Also, I will have all the products used in this video linked in the description.
Okay, so already you could tell that this bottom half has more volume than this. And funny thing is I actually have more hair on this side. So if you're ever looking to just have more volume, this little technique is perfect for you. Now let's finish all the sections. And we're not even adding too much. That is what I love about this. I was definitely frightened by Mousse. Okay, hello volume.
To create the Victoria's Secret wave, I'm going to use the GHD Tri-Zone Styler. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the hair around 2 fingers. I'm going to use the styler to clamp the hair.
I didn't see them say anything about heat protectant, but since they're such a big fan of GHD, obviously, I'm going to be using the Bodyguard Heat Protectant by GHD. Like, they're mentioning all these GHD tools that I'm just not familiar with, and GHD has just come such a long way since then. I can guarantee you the hot tools that they have out now available for you to purchase is so much better than what they were even using on the models back then. I actually went to a GHD styling event and I had a celebrity hairstylist do my hair, and she used the GHD Chronos, which is just one of their newest, most innovative hot tools. And it's what I'm using right now, obviously. And she actually skipped the heat protectant, and I was kind of worried. I was like, do I need heat protectant? She was like, no, the Chronos does not damage your hair, and you just won't need heat protectant. And I was like, okay. And my hair turned out amazing. There wasn't any hair damage from that appointment. But I still use heat protectant just because it helps me feel safe. So I hope this turns out good. I'm just doing what he says, taking my two to three fingers and then stamping on with the Chronos. I mean, ooh. This is what it's looking like. The reason why he does this is because they're not going for a perfect ringlet and the same hairpiece every time. They're kind of going for something unique, more effortless, and I really think that is what made the Victoria's Secret blowout so different and so beautiful. It always just played into that effortless look.
I quickly learned that this technique is going to require some patience, and like the Helios dryer, I cannot say enough good things about the GHD Chronos. This is my favorite styler of all time. It is so good and highly worth the investment.
So obviously the 90s was all about big voluminous blowouts, but the early 2000s really transitioned into a more soft looking blowout. So even though we want the hair to be like nice and voluminous and flowy, it's this top part here that we don't want it to be super tall and big, even though I think that style definitely is coming back now. But we are going to be following this tutorial. So since I have a lot of hair, I'm actually going to go ahead and section off this whole middle part and worry about it once I'm done with these sections.
What are the benefits to using this styler as opposed to a curling iron?
Sometimes with a curling iron you get that real ringlet,
Right.
whereas this I think is more of a modern way. The key when you get to this area is to drag the roots so we don't get too much curl on top, so this becomes a bit smoother through here. I think for this season the hair was a little bit flatter. It still had volume in there, but it wasn't as big. The volume was coming from sort of your cheekbone down.
He said to make sure these sections are very stretched out. Where should I end my curl? Should I do here, or like, I feel like if I do here, it's still stretched out, not like up here. I think this is fine. Let's do this. So she has bangs, and it looks like he just left them out to do their thing, but I'm wondering what they would do for the people who didn't have bangs. Like, I'm wondering if they had like a special routine for the front pieces. I don't know. I'm just gonna stick to the regular scheduled program. By the way, this video is not a tutorial. This is an experiment. So we're gonna... Ooh, that's pretty. Finally all pinned up. It does look a little crazy. I will say this did take longer than it normally does to do my hair. It might be because I'm getting used to a new technique, or maybe seriously does just take longer, especially when you have a ton of hair like mine and it's thick. I don't know. I'm just gonna give this a moment to fully cool down, and then I'm going to reveal it. I was really wanting to make this video a lot sooner and do a whole Victoria's Secret glam, but for the past month I've actually been struggling with eye dermatitis. I think that's what it is, at least. I've been needing to take this Vaseline knockoff. I think it's just like a cleaner version of Vaseline, but I've just been putting it all around my eyes. My eyes have been so itchy, so irritated. Every time I put makeup on, it gets so irritated. I did put on a little bit of concealer today, but I had to put the concealer on top of this, so I'm like being very careful for like my concealer to not smudge all over, and hopefully it doesn't start creasing underneath my eyes. But it feels so wrong to reveal this hair without any eye makeup, so I might do a little something, but it's not gonna be a full BS glam. Anyways, enough about me. I'll be right back to reveal the hair. I just did a little eye look. All I did was add a little bit of like bronzer, a little bit of highlight, nothing too crazy. My eyes are so irritated right now. It felt so wrong adding stuff on top of my Vaseline knockoff, but I just wanted to look cute for the reveal. I did forget to add hairspray, so let's do that really quickly. I'm using the Kenra volume spray. I don't know if I'm supposed to let this set in. I'm feeling impatient, so let's just go for it. Oh my goodness. Wait.
I'm going to take out the set, so I'm just going to take out the pins, and you'll see a kind of a wave sort of form.
Only thing about these clips is they do get stuck to your hair, so use with caution and be careful.
It's not like a curl, it's just like a nice little S-bend. I'm just going to take all this out, and then we'll start to dress it out. So I'm just breaking it up with my hands. And Lindsay, you're an expert with your hair, so what would you normally do right now?
So I like to just like flip my hair over a couple times, you know, whatever I'm doing. So
I'm definitely the most nervous for the top part because I never just like leave this part flat. But let's see how it turns out.
Victoria's Secret fashion show, before I went on, just flip your hair over, give it a little bit of a shake, and then flip back. And you have that like sexy tousled Victoria's Secret angel hair.
I'm going home.
I'm absolutely loving the movement. It's like every single piece is so unique. Each curl has been like pressed on in a different way. I'm not loving this flatness going on, but she shakes her hair once it's all done. So let's shake our hair and see if that will give us some more volume.
You've got the wave, it's not a curl, and you've got these kind of loose little flyaways, but it's still very glossy, very shiny, which gives it the sexiness.
I love it.
Yeah?
I feel like an angel. Totally transformed.
Cool, that was my job done.
This is a way for women at home to get beautiful Victoria's Secret hair.
Alright, that definitely made a difference. Look at all this volume. Which, by the way, I know I've had so many of my TikToks and Instagram reels go viral for my hair and just having like so much volume and so much movement. And the number one question that I always get is, but how long does it last? Like, people are always saying that their volume falls out, all these things, blah, blah, blah. My volume falls out too. I definitely always have to be constantly giving it like a little shake throughout the day. One thing that I need to get better at is just using products. The other day I actually went to sleep with a texturizing spray along my roots and I woke up and it had so much more volume. So play around with different products, different methods, different styles. Anyways, this is the final result. It's definitely giving effortless, messy, not perfect. Definitely if we were to use a curling iron, the look would look more in uniform, but since we just stamped it on, it's like each piece has its own movement, its own way of doing things, and I think it's so great. I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna lie, I do wish that in the 2024 Victoria's Secret fashion show, I wish they would have done something like this versus the slick back looks. At least we have this 10-year-old tutorial that we can all follow. Let me know if you guys are going to try this out. I'm going to link all the products that I used in the description, so make sure to check it out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Body up, yeah. Got a look and she wants it bad. She's firing up that body up, yeah. You think that I want you, but